Scene script. Have you ever pondered how your level of self-acceptance influences your satisfaction in relationships? Let's dive into this concept, shall we? Self-acceptance. Now, it's not a new concept, but it's one that holds immense power. It's about embracing every facet of your being, the strengths, the weaknesses, the successes, and the failures. It's about looking at yourself every day and saying, I am enough, just as I am. And no, self-acceptance isn't about complacency. It's not about saying, well, this is just how I am and I can't change. Quite the contrary. Self-acceptance is about acknowledging where you are right now and knowing that it's okay. It's about loving yourself, warts and all, while still striving for growth and betterment. So why is self-acceptance so important? Well, think about it. When we don't accept ourselves, we often hide parts of who we are. We put on masks, we pretend, and we deny our true selves. This can lead to feelings of unworthiness and can have a detrimental effect on our relationships. We're not being true to ourselves, and in turn, we're not being true to our partners. But when we accept ourselves, we open up a world of authenticity. We allow ourselves to be seen, to be vulnerable, to be real. We stop chasing the illusion of perfection and start embracing the beauty of our imperfections. We are able to say, this is me, take it or leave it. And here's the kicker. When we accept ourselves, we set the stage for others to accept us too. We're no longer seeking validation from outside sources because we're secure in our own self-worth. This can lead to healthier, more satisfying relationships where we're loved for who we truly are, not who we pretend to be. So how does our perception of ourselves impact our relationships? Well, it's simple, really. The more we accept ourselves, the more satisfied we tend to be in our relationships. We're able to bring our whole selves to the table, and that's a beautiful thing. Understanding and accepting ourselves can be the first step towards healthier and more satisfying relationships. Now let's dive into the science behind this. What does research tell us about the correlation between self-acceptance and relationship satisfaction? Various studies across the globe have consistently indicated a strong correlation between self-acceptance and relationship satisfaction. One of the cornerstones of this research is the understanding that individuals who fully accept themselves, warts and all, tend to foster healthier relationships. They're less likely to project insecurities onto their partners, which leads to a reduction in unnecessary conflict. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, for instance, found that individuals with high levels of self-acceptance tend to be more forgiving and understanding in their relationships. They're less likely to hold grudges or engage in blame games. Instead, they're more likely to empathize, compromise, and work towards resolution, all of which contribute to a healthier, more satisfying relationship dynamic. Furthermore, a research paper from the Journal of Happiness Studies elucidated that self-acceptance is a significant predictor of relationship satisfaction. The study found that those who accept themselves are more likely to feel satisfied in their relationships. They tend to perceive their relationships as fulfilling and rewarding. The ability to accept oneself seems to spill over into accepting others, creating a harmonious cycle that bolsters relationship satisfaction. In a similar vein, a study in the Journal of Counseling Psychology discovered that self-acceptance can act as a buffer against relationship stress. Those who accept themselves are less prone to the negative impacts of relationship stresses, thereby maintaining a higher level of satisfaction within their relationships, even during challenging times. In essence, these studies and many others like them suggest that our relationship with ourselves sets the tone for our relationships with others. When we accept ourselves, we create a foundation of authenticity, understanding, and respect that permeates our interactions with our partners. As the research suggests, the way we perceive ourselves can greatly influence the quality and satisfaction we derive from our relationships. So how exactly does self-acceptance impact relationship satisfaction? This question is no doubt a complex one, but the answer is surprisingly straightforward. Self-acceptance is a vital ingredient in the recipe for a healthy and satisfying relationship. It's like the yeast in the dough, the one that makes the bread rise. When we accept ourselves, we allow our relationships to flourish and reach their full potential. Self-acceptance paves the way for less dependency on others for validation. When we accept ourselves, we no longer rely on our partners to fulfill our emotional needs or to validate our self-worth. We understand that our worth is not dependent on someone else's opinion or approval. This lessens the burden on our partners and allows our relationships to be free of unnecessary pressure and expectations. Furthermore, self-acceptance fosters greater emotional stability. When we accept ourselves, we're less likely to be swayed by negative emotions or to let our insecurities get the best of us. We're able to navigate through life's ups and downs with grace and resilience, which in turn makes our relationships stronger and more stable. Improved communication is another significant benefit of self-acceptance. When we accept ourselves, we're more likely to express our thoughts, feelings, and needs openly and honestly. We're less afraid of being judged or misunderstood. This openness fosters mutual understanding and respect, which are key ingredients for a satisfying relationship. But self-acceptance doesn't just enhance our relationships, it enriches them. It adds depth and authenticity, making our connections with others more meaningful and rewarding. It allows us to be our genuine selves in our relationships, which leads to genuine connection and intimacy. So you see, self-acceptance is more than just a feel-good concept. It's a powerful tool that can significantly enhance our relationship satisfaction. Self-acceptance not only enhances our individual well-being, but also enriches our relationships, making them more satisfying and fulfilling. Now that we understand the critical role of self-acceptance in relationship satisfaction, how can we improve our levels of self-acceptance? Well, let's dive right in. One of the most powerful ways to enhance self-acceptance is by practicing self-compassion. This involves treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding we would offer to a dear friend. When we stumble, instead of engaging in harsh self-criticism, self-compassion encourages us to acknowledge our faults without judgment. It's about understanding that everyone makes mistakes, and that's okay. Another technique is to challenge negative self-talk. You know those nagging doubts and criticisms that seem to operate on a loop in our minds? It's time to confront them. When these negative thoughts arise, take a moment to question their truth and validity. Are they based on facts? Or are they just the product of insecurities and fears? By challenging these thoughts, we can shift our mindset from self-degradation to self-empowerment. Now let's talk about celebrating personal strengths. It's easy to focus on our weaknesses and overlook our strengths, but this can lead to an imbalanced self-perception. Make a habit of acknowledging your achievements, no matter how small, and recognizing the qualities that make you unique. This can boost your self-esteem and reinforce your self-acceptance. So how do these practices relate to relationship satisfaction? Well, when we accept ourselves, flaws and all, we foster a sense of inner peace and confidence. This not only attracts others, but also allows us to engage in relationships more authentically. We're less likely to seek validation from others or fear rejection, leading to healthier, more satisfying relationships. And remember, enhancing self-acceptance isn't about achieving perfection. It's about embracing who you are, warts and all, and recognizing that you're worthy of love and respect, just as you are. Remember, the journey to self-acceptance is a continuous one, but every step you take towards loving and accepting yourself can have a profound impact on your relationships and overall life satisfaction.